Welcome to A State of Mind RI.
Woo! Thank you guys for tuning in again.
Yes.
And today we're going to get down and dirty. We're going to be talking about inspection day. Mm-hmm. Very, very important day.
Yes.
When you're buying a place.
Number one, dress for it.
That's right.
That's right.
You may find yourself in a basement for an extended period of time. You may be asked to climb up on a roof. We don't know. It could happen.
It has happened.
It has happened.
A lot.
Yeah.
As you know, it's Heidi and Steven from Mott and Chase Sotheby's International Realty in Providence, Rhode Island. And today we're talking about inspections.
Yes.
So it's really important as a seller to, first of all, invest the money in having your house inspected before. We've talked about that.
Yes.
But as a buyer, a lot of people go into it, they're not really sure what to look for. And our job as an agent is to work with the inspector in terms of educating them on what's really important to find and what to look out for. And we are going to provide any buyer with a great, certified, legitimate inspector that has a great reputation. Because it falls back on us as an agent.
So in other words, after you put an offer in that has been accepted, you have 10 days to have that property inspected. And when you do that, they basically are going through to make sure that the property is in proper shape for you to buy, so you don't have sort of surprise costs for repairing things that you weren't expecting. And so you're going to know everything about that house.
Right.
have you ever worked with Chip?
All the time. We love Chip.
Love Chip.
Yep.
Chip's amazing.
Yes.
This is the amazing thing about Chip. He goes through things with a fine tooth comb. It's over the top.
Yes.
In fact, sometimes you have to literally sit there with your client, your buyer, and explain to them, like, I know.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. I know this sounds really bad. But what he's saying, it's not as bad as you think.
Right.
And they will give you a very, very thick booklet afterwards with pictures, descriptions. It's color coded.
Yes.
It is so easy to get through, but you will know everything about your house.
You will know everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Knowledge is power. You're just better off. Whether you're a buyer or a seller, you're just better off knowing.
Right. Well, and this is another thing. As a seller, we always want Chip to come in the beginning, and this is the point, because he is so good that he's going to find everything. So it works both ways.
And no surprises at your closing.
That's right.
You find it's not that, you're going to find out that your buyer needs a, $20,000 credit because the air conditioning is going to last for another 3 seconds and summer's on the way. Exactly. So it's better to go in eyes wide open to these things, get your inspection done, and move forward. Knowledge is power.
That's right. That's right. So some of the most important things to look for in a basement, and you see all the white lines on the bottom, on the floorboards or sideboards, whatever. That's an indication that there was water in the basement. So if that's a red flag. But it should have been disclosed if there was water in the basement or if there was ever an issue. Sometimes it looks like there may have been water that entered in from the outside, but in fact it was just the hot water heater burst.
Right. But you want that explanation.
Yeah.
You don't want to go through with the purchase and be like, it seemed like there was like that basement was a little damp.
Yeah.
Or there was watermarks everywhere.
The nose always knows.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
And here's the thing, in an older house, most of the houses here on the east side of Providence, they're really musty. I mean, they were built to breathe, and they weren't built to be finished basements. So many of us in this generation are used to like nice finished basements. But in fact, a lot of the houses here are going to be difficult to finish off because of the foundation. But the water damage, certainly you want to avoid completely.
You want to avoid it, and you want to also know about it and the history of it. A lot of the older houses here, they when it rains, there's a lot of rain, a lot of them get water. Yeah. And this isn't a reason not to buy a house.
That's right.
Either. I mean, you can't. It's not that scary. It's these things can be taken care of. They can be remedied.
And a lot of them, it's just a matter of the grading on the house is like making sure the water is coming away with downspouts that are coming away to the house. A lot of the downspouts went right down into the foundation and into the dirt by the house, and that was an issue too. So there are plenty of things. There are plenty of ways to have water avoided. French drains, things like that. But your inspector will give you a heads up on everything and come up with suggestions. And there are some great companies too that will come in and completely seal the basement and do all those types of things too.
And you'll never have a drop of water down there. It will be dry
They
as the
guarantee
Sahara
work.
Desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you
Down
imagine a dry as Sahara Desert
Basement on the east side
on
of
the east
Providence.
side of Providence? Sorry.
You know what?
my cat's
Probably
over there doing
exists.
something.
It probably. Oh God, we should get that on tape. Heidi's cat
It's
right
okay.
now, Birdie, is literally
she's really cute.
using the pull to the blinds to close the
I gotta get
blinds.
this- I'll get it on film and I'll show it to you.
No,
Sorry.
we'll put it in. We'll cut this in.
Yeah, we will.
We'll cut it in. That is. Did she do this all the time?
No. Oh, I think she's stuck. Excuse me, everyone.
Oh, Birdie, you little cutie. All right, should we do our Providence recommendations? Or our Rhode
for
Island
today?
recommendations?
Yeah. Go ahead. You do yours first.
Okay, my Rhode Island recommendation for today is going to be Uncle Tony's Pizza. I know. And everybody, I know, there's going to be a lot of backlash. You can.
No, there won't be.
Okay, I love it so much. It is so delicious. It's sort of like a deep dish pizza, but pizza's like a weird thing. Like Rhode Island's weird about their pizza. It's the same thing as New York. It's like you have your favorites. And,
So where can you go? Where can you go to Uncle Tony's Pizza? Because I've never been.
okay, there is one. The one that I've been to is the one in East Providence, but I believe that there is another one in Warwick as well.
Okay.
It's so good. I'm not kidding. Try it.
Oh, I'm excited to.
Try it.
All right.
Yeah.
So one of my spots I want to tell everybody about. There's a place called Avenue N in Rumford, and they've just opened up on Hope Street as well. Yeah, I know. I'm always talking about Hope Street, but
Hope
Anyway,
Village is so cool.
it is so cool.
I
But
know.
the Avenue Inn in Rumford, it's on 20 Newman Ave, and the food is incredible. It's all locally sourced foods, and they have a really great shop called The Pantry that, again, all locally sourced, made on the spot. You can go in,
It's
and it's really amazing.
amazing.
It's really amazing, and the owners are fantastic. And,
The nicest people you've ever met.
and everyone that works there has been there for a long time, and it's just a great atmosphere.
It's
so
such
check it
a
out.
great space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's in the old, the one in East Providence is in the old Rumford Baking Soda.
My grandfather worked there as a kid.
He did?
Isn't that amazing?
That's so crazy.
Yeah, I know.
My favorite part of that is in the back of the restaurant. There's a giant bronze of the what was it? It's like the Lord of Rumford. Or something. It's so
I
crazy.
didn't even know that.
I know, totally nuts. So
It's a cool spot.
check it out.
Yeah.
Say hi to Nick while you're there. He's
Definitely
a great
say hi
guy.
to Nick. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
All right.
All right.
Cheers
Thank
to
you guys. Thank you.
See you next time.
Mwah.